This is the part 21 of this Angular tutorial. So today's quote is, find the beauty in all that is around. Now in this tutorial we discuss about the how to pass the data from the container component to the nested component. That is nothing but from the parent component to the child component using the input decorator or annotation input. So we see this with the example. So we already created one tutorial, that is nested components. So you can also see that for better understanding. So here you see app component. This is our root component. That is nothing but this is our parent component, and inside that all these, that is first hero, second student, all these are child components. So this is the app.component.html file, or this is template file, and you will see here these all child component selector we are using in this template file. That is, you see here app first, second, then app student. So this is the selector of these all these component, that is child component. Now this, in the same way we are creating the one child component inside this hero component. So open in terminal and create one component, that is child, ng gc child. Child component is created, see, inside the hero. So in the component class file, now we create one property, that is input property. So here, so to make, remember that to make a property as an input property, decorate it with the @input, that is annotation input, and then parenthesis, this is the syntax of input property, and then use the input property name. Suppose property name is my input value, and suppose it is of type number. So this is the input property, and inside this ng on init we simply access this property using the console.log and write this dot my input value, and then write some text, that is the input value. So @input is used to receive data from the parent component. So to nest the child component inside the parent component, use the selector of child component, that is we see here in app component. Here we are using the selector of child component. In the same way we are using this selector that is nothing but, so to receive data of this input value, we are simply use this selector of child component and use it inside the template file of parent component. So here, so we simply comment this first and write here. Now use here app selector or app child, and inside this bind our input property or child component property, that is input value, my input value, to receive the data from the parent component input value, sorry, and bind it to expression like 5 plus 7 plus 9 suppose, and then simply run using the npm start and see the output. And also remember, in the child component property, here we are using the annotation input, so remember that import it from the Angular core, see here, or it automatically imported, and also it tells the Angular this is the input property to receive the data from the parent component. So see the output, localhost 4200, and see child bugs, simply inspect element and see the output. So see here 21 is the input value, so this is the expression value. So this is nothing but input value or annotation input. So it's simply a decorator binds a property within one component, that is nothing but inside the child component, and receives the data or value from the parent component. So it is like one-way communication from parent to child. So in our next tutorial we see the output property.